Hello everybody! So X just released their own CLI for use with Grok 4.5. This is Stef from Samayas and welcome to my channel. These days, in the world of AI, a week is an eternity. The war about coding agents is in full swing. The first, of course, was Anthropic with Claude Code. And then we had GitHub Copilot. But others are now following. So why do I have a look at this? Well, currently the XAI CLI is for free. And for those who are just playing around with it, free is currently a good option. Now, thanks to Claude and Copilot, in the last couple of months, we all know there's no such thing as a free lunch, right? The goal here is probably multiple-fold. Try to convince people to switch, to have more users, and so to correct the model and the agents. But hey, also, in the last couple of days/weeks since the launch of XCLI, people, when they started to use the XCLI, noticed that the entirety of their GitHub repo and even the commit history were shared to a block storage somewhere in the cloud. So that wasn't such a good idea for privacy. But then again, if you really want privacy, you're not going to use any of the online models, right? The bad thing about this is that X, after a couple of days, quietly simply fixed it, rather than communicating about it. So, let's dig in. So, X and Grok is located under XAI and not on a normal x.com website. And a quick look at the products. We have the chat, which a lot of people already know, but we now also have the build, we have possibility for images, and even for voice. And in order to install the CLI, you simply go to x.ai/CLI. And then, at least on Windows, which I'm running here, you simply need to execute IRM and the PowerShell script, and it'll install it. So, I copied it over, and I'm going to install. And here, in the bottom, you clearly see available to try for free. How long the free will last, time will tell. So let's install it. And Grok is installed. And our Grok bin has been added to the path, which means that Grok is accessible from anywhere. And that's working. Now the moment in a project I start Grok, the first thing it'll do is automatically redirect to a website and force you to try to log in. If you go back here, well, you have an ID that you need to approve in the browser, and I'll simply choose continue, and I have to log in either with a Google account, with a Nix account, with an Apple account, or simply by email. And of course, I don't have an account yet, so I need to sign up. And I'll sign up with an email account. I'll choose sign up, and now I need to wait for an email verification. And now it asks me first name and last name, and then I simply need to click complete sign up. And now finally I can complete my initial link between my client and XAI, so I choose continue. And the last step I need to do here is to authorize Grok build, and I choose allow, and now my device is authorized. If I now go back to the browser, well, my CLI is working. So now let's have a first test, and let's have him dig through my upload SharePoint sample and see what he finds out. So I'm simply going to ask him what this project is actually doing, and here we can see the percentage which I'm entitled to for free before I need to upgrade. So let's give that a shot. And again, I need to authorize certain things or not. He's going to recursively look into my files. And the response was actually pretty good. It found out that my SharePoint upload needs to authenticate with tenant client ID kind secret. It found out that I wanted to test local upload files. It enumerated the different steps it took. It identified that I made tests with different file sizes, etc. So, on first sight, that seems pretty awesome, right? On the other hand, here, that first simple question simply already took 19K of my allowed 500K. And of course, if I click here to upgrade, I'm immediately pushed in the paying version, where you have $30 or $100. Well, if I go into my account and I go to my session, the only thing I really see is from where I'm logging on. Now, if I want to have more details, there's a console.x.ai, which has a lot more options. I can create API keys instead of the OAuth we previously used to connect. I can see all the models to which I'm having access to. I should potentially see the usage, except currently, usage-wise, I have all. I have Text API, Voice API, Image API, and Grok Build. And even under Grok Build, well, even though I tested it, it doesn't really see it. But then again, I'm connecting through OAuth and not to the API key. And maybe that's a distinction. And even if I go into logs, nothing there. Maybe the console isn't following the X CLI yet, I don't know. So currently, the issue that I have is I'm entitled until 500K, but for the month, for per day, per 5 hours, currently, I don't know. So when you initially start up, you start up in normal mode. Next to normal mode, if you press Shift Tab, we have plan mode, we have auto mode, we have always approve mode, which means that it doesn't ask you for any question, and that's it. So let's switch to plan mode. So now, in plan mode, I'll simply ask him what he would ameliorate to this sample code. And again, we can see reasoning happening. And we have a plan. So first, he shows the context, and I started out in V4, but he went one level up and he identified V1, V2, V3, and he proposes to make some modifications. So, for sample and simplicity, of course, I hard-coded certain things, and I was proposing to make more variable and parameterized approach. Next, he also proposes to have some access token cache and to validate the configuration, which seems a good idea as well. And so the plan is pretty detailed. And so finally, I can approve, I can request changes, I can comment, or I can quit the plan. And for simplicity, I'll simply approve, but in general, your first plan is never okay. And you need to go back and forth to have him do whatever exactly you want. So, for sample, I'll simply approve. Well, he took quite some time, but he finalized. And if we now look at the available size, we've already used up 10%. So if I now open up my sample code and I do a quick rebuild, that was working. If you now have a look at the Git changes, however, he made some changes. The problem was that I started out with SharePoint v4 and he made all the changes in the basic version SharePoint v1. Now, on the other hand, I admit I did not read into detail the entirety of the plan and I did not correct him. And on first sight, he added some setting files, some result files, etc. Now, let's have a look at the slash commands. Well, we have the quit, we have the help, we have docs, we can start a new session, we can compact our current history, we can see the history of what we entered, we can see model or choose between models, and currently the only model available seems to be Grok 4.5. We can also choose between the effort, high effort, medium or low, depending on what we're working on, and we have skills. We have user skills, we have installed skills, and, which is also very interesting, we have a number of plugin skills. And currently, I have not installed any plugin whatsoever in X CLI. However, I did install those plugins in Claude Code. And I installed the MPC Server Dev plugin, I installed the Understand Anything, and those simply pop up here. And so, It is a good thing that you don't have to reinstall everything, but that you can reuse. And then of course, we have the marketplace. And here you can clearly see we have the official XAI marketplace, but for understand anything, I also installed a custom marketplace through Claude Code, and it's visible here. And then finally, the CLI client simply has access to all Claude plugins. So if we have a look at the XAI official ones, well, currently there's only 12. Well, of course, in the Claude Code, we have access to a little bit of everything. And if we then type simply plugins, we can see which are the plugins which are already installed locally. I installed, of course, my Claude Code setup, but this is not working for this one. I have a code review, front-end design, MCP server dev, Microsoft Docs, Playwright, and security guidance. And finally, of course, understand anything. And of course, a development client without the possibility to enter an MCP server would be kind of useless, right? And so, /MCPs shows you the list of currently configured MCP servers, and you can add your own ones, of course. And so apparently, Grok added themselves an MCP connector, and this time it's not XAI, but it's grok.com, and by using Microsoft Docs, there's a second MCP server automatically installed. And then finally, CLI also supports the hooks. And hook can be a shell command or an HTTP endpoint whenever an event terminates. And here again, according to documentation, it simply takes over previously configured hooks from Claude, or you can define your hooks yourself in a Grok hooks directory. And so currently, in my Grok directory, I don't have a hooks directory yet. And now inside a CLI, if I type hooks, well, it already has two hooks, one for Claude plugins official and a second for understand. And here again, I can add a hook if I want to. A hook can be launched when a session starts, when a user prompt is submitted, on pre-tool usage, on post-tool usage, or on stop. So, depending on your scenario, you can be very creative of what you want to do with those hooks. And then finally, I was able to connect CLI to LM Studio, which is OpenAPI compatible. And if for whatever reason X becomes too expensive, but you still like its CLI, or you're temporarily running out of budget, well, this way you can continue querying against the local model. So I'm going to ask him, which model are you? And if we now have a look at LM Studio, it's loading my model, which is Gemma 4 26B. And then it's processing the prompt. And finally, it generates an answer. He's Grok, that's the executable. He's a large language model, that's correct, but he's not trained by XAI. But that's probably because of the tweaking in the system prompt which LM Studio received. So let's ask him again. Okay, I still have responses. My Gemma 4 is still answering, so that is working, right? So how do I achieve this magic? Well, I need to go to my Grok directory, and in here I have config.toml file. And if I open that config.toml file simply with Notepad, well, here's the following. The first sections were already put and I didn't touch them. Here, I simply added model Gemma 4 with the exact model name I want him to load in LM Studio, with the URL to where I want to go, and with a name. And I tried temporarily passing a key, but I wasn't working. So I put a 2 behind that, which means it excludes it, and it keeps on working. And then here, I can even put model's default, and then out of the box, it'll choose a local model, which I want. If I don't put model's default, I still have to the /models the possibility to choose a model. And even through model, and even though LM Studio is still the default, I can simply switch back to Grok 4.5 without an issue. And then finally, I'll run the plugin understand, which in general is quite AI intensive, and see if I hit some limits. And that was pretty quick, right? I don't know exactly how much I've used or not, but I had a limit. So here again, free is not really free. And even here, still no usage, even though I hit a wall. So even though it works quite well at the start, as always, it's a matter of personal favorites. Which of course is the best, I'll let you decide. A quick comparison between Claude Code, Copilot and X, well, Claude is more project-centric, while Copilot is more concentrated specifically around the repo, and finally, the X CLI is more task-centric. Claude Code has its Claude MD and memory files, while GitHub instructions are more scattered throughout, and X CLI has an agent.md file. So as long as you stick to one CLI, everything is fine. However, the moment you start switching around, or if you try things out on different CLI, well, things get quite messy. And just as Anthropic created an MCP standard, well, we need something comparable for structuring our project with MD files. Maybe in the meantime, somebody will develop a conversion tool to switching between CLIs. Now, if you guys enjoy this content, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell sign. Or leave a comment down below.